All right, welcome back to this edition of the New Campaign Trail. I'm going to be in this video playing as Richard Nixon, and I am going to try to defeat John F. Kennedy. The reason why I want to do this is because one of the things that happened shortly after Kennedy got elected was the failed Bay of Pigs invasion. And this was an attempt to overthrow the Castro government in Cuba, and it failed miserably. Uh, Cuba has basically been communist to this day, and it may arguably represent the greatest security threat to the United States because, if the Chinese Navy were to break out, they could station their troops in Cuba and then, launch an invasion of the U.S. that way. Russia could have done the same thing back when it was the Soviet Union. So Cuba's communist government really is the greatest security threat to the United States. And, I thought it would be cool if we could go back in time and make it so that it doesn't exist anymore. That's basically overthrown in its infancy. Because Richard Nixon was heavily involved with the Eisenhower administration in helping to plan the Bay of Pigs invasion. And, it's very possible that had Nixon been elected and had he been the one who oversaw the operation, it would have been successful. Castro would be toppled from power, and Cuba would be a capitalist country today and aligned with the United States. And there are other points in history, like maybe biggest mistake I think we made was not making Cuba a U.S. state after the Spanish-American War. But here's one point in U.S. history where I think we could possibly change things. So we're going to play as Richard Nixon. He's been vice president for 8 years under Eisenhower and begins the campaign as the better known of the two candidates. And he's a staunch anti-communist and a Cold Warrior. Now, here's the interesting thing. What's going to be our running mate? This is a bit of a tough question. I'm gonna not rock the boat here. I'm gonna stick with what it was before. Henry Cabot Lodge. Winner take all. Yeah. All right. So, what kind of tone will you attempt to set in your campaign this fall? I will pledge as much as possible to continue the policies of the Dwight Eisenhower administration when I'm president. I will also emphasize my experience in Eisenhower's administration, particularly in world affairs. I think this is the best. Actually, let's just look at the states here. So we're currently ahead. Right now, but I mean, Maryland is looking pretty close. But yeah, I mean, uh, this, but I honestly think I'm going to do this one. People like Dwight Eisenhower, and it's really a bad idea to assume his legacy. Yeah. What do you have to say about the selection of Henry Cabot Lodge Jr. as a running mate? He represents the future of the Republican. Yeah, for sure. Henry Cabot Lodge is known for his foreign policy experience, and there is some hope he could make Massachusetts competitive. Well, I don't think there's a big deal of that happening right now. Let's see where things are right now. Okay, so far things are going well. I think it's best to go on the offensive here. And I'm going to start by saying let's go to let's I think it wouldn't hurt to go to Illinois. Are you satisfied with the economy and the economic policies of this country over the past 8 years? We are on the right track economically. We can't deny that there was a recession in 1958, but the recovery has been strong. In 1960, we'll see a very high rate of growth in this country. Let's see how that do. Oh, that helped. Yeah, that was good. There was a recent effort in Congress to pass a program to provide medical care to elderly Americans, but it was narrowly defeated. Will you make a further push for this type of program as president? So I think I'm gonna stick with the party line here. I would redouble our efforts on this front. Too many of our nation's elderly are unable to afford decent medical care in their advanced years. We're definitely going against the Republican Congress on this issue, but it could work to your benefit. Let's see, how did that? Okay, that didn't help. Back down to 351, but still I'm in the lead. Illinois still not looking. It's going my way. Uh, I don't think I have a chance in Mississippi. Uh, let's let's make. Oh, I mean, let's make a play for. I'm gonna say. Do you believe that current levels of defense spending are adequate? I believe that we need more vigilance in the area of defense for both military equipment and for missile development. We currently have a missile gap with the Soviet Union. Yeah, no, most of the country is hawkish, so I think this is the good position to take. Eisenhower is furious that we would join the Democrats in repeating the inaccurate missile gap allegation. Ugh, okay, let's see. How did that? Oh, that did not do me any favors. Ugh. Okay. Is the United States inadequately prepared to defend against a Soviet threat today? We can never be fully satisfied, but we have certainly held our own in the Cold War over the past 8 years, compared to where we were during the Korean War. This is a good answer that supports the record and policies of yourself and Eisenhower. See, did that help? Okay, so that helped, but I'm still behind. I am going to say, we gotta shake up this race here. Let's go to New Jersey. Uh, do you believe the United States is adequately prepared to defend against the Soviet threat over the next 10 years? Try to be optimistic here. As I am as satisfied as I can be. With sound defense policies and strong economic growth, we should continue to maintain our advantage over the Soviet Union. To what extent will you make your experience as vice president the theme of your campaign against the youthful Kennedy? I think there are better things to touch on. Let's focus on our plans for national defense and economic growth, and also focus more on Kennedy's experience. There's no reason not to focus on your record with Dwight Eisenhower. People like him, and you served under him for 8 years. Hmm. This is not looking good at the moment. This is a really close election. Although I'm back up to North Carolina, I'm thinking we should go back to let's say go. Let's try New Mexico. Moderate. They're moderate, but they're hawkish on the Cold War and pro-Catholic. At a campaign stop in Harlem, your running mate, Henry Coppell Jr., seemed to make a promise that your administration will appoint a black cabinet member. Do you stand by this statement? Absolutely. This statement is made with the full support of our campaign. Lodge put you in a tight spot in this statement unless you intend to run a very progressive campaign on civil rights. Let's see, what did that do? What did that do? Okay, I'm back in the lead, so that really helped. From what I can tell here. Considering I'm at 304. Southern Republicans are insisting that you visit their region extensively during this campaign, claiming that Kennedy will be vulnerable in some states. What are your thoughts? I can't make any promises in advance about where I will or won't visit. This turns off Southerners a bit, but the trade-off in terms of flexibility is probably worth it. Now, what did that do? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm in the lead. That's right now. I probably want to go on the offensive in as many states as possible. Let's go to North Carolina. Anti-Catholicism has been a huge issue thus far in the campaign, with hundreds of pamphlets and leaflets being distributed across the South and Midwest. Do you have any comment? Really, states where I think that I do not have a chance are the ones that are anti-Catholic. Most states tend to be indifferent. There really is a lot of indifference or pro-Catholic sentiment. We'll see. Vermont is a bit of a tricky one because that one looks like Maine is anti-Catholic. So I mean, but most of the states I got to hold on to are indifferent. It's really this deep South region right here. Tennessee though is a bit of a concern. You know what? I'm going to say. Honestly, I'd rather that people didn't bring this up. People know that Kennedy's Catholic, and this can only galvanize the support from that sector. It's best to stay clear of the Catholicism issue. Anybody who thinks it's important in this election already knows about it. Let's see. That did hurt me in some of these states. I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a prayer here. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm playing this well here. Did Dwight Eisenhower do the right thing when he sent federal troops into Little Rock to ensure the integration of the high school there? Uh, I believe that Eisenhower did what he had to do in this case to make sure the decisions of our Supreme Court are enforced. All right. Still, it's closer though. I'm gonna go to Texas. It's a bit of a risky bit here, but segregationist. I mean, this will. Let's try it. There have been a large number of sit-ins recently where, come on, I get this question, where black students and activists are sitting at whites-only lunch counters in department stores to advocate for desegregation. Do you support this movement? I'm going to say I support the civil rights movement, but I'm a little concerned about the disregard for the law that some of these activists have shown. Should the United States apologize to the Soviet Union for the controversy surrounding the downed U-2 spy plane and surrounding espionage? Absolutely not. We cannot show weakness in the face of the Soviet threat, and the Paris summit collapsed from the intransigence of Nikita Khrushchev. Let's see. I'm in the lead still. I am in the lead. I'm liking where this is going, although there's still quite a bit of the campaign left. I think I've been playing this quite well, to be honest. South Carolina looks like it's potentially within reach. The question is, where do I go next? I'm gonna go to. I mean, let's go to Pennsylvania. Anti-Catholicism continues to be an issue. Major newspapers have published a statement by 150 Protestant clergy, including Norman Vincent Pearl, opposing any Catholic as president. Do you have any comment? Not particularly. Our campaign would prefer to move on to other issues, to be perfectly honest. It's best to stay clear. Yeah, of the Catholicism. Yeah. There has been a proposal for a series of television debates between you and Kennedy. Is this something you are interested in? I've been a champion debater for my entire life. I'd be happy to go against Kennedy on TV. Kennedy was the clear winner of the first debate, and of course, he's received a bump in the polls. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, no, that shook up the race. Holy cow. Holy cow, this is not looking good. Now we gotta make a clear decision about where we're gonna go next. We've got to recover this here. Let's go to Michigan. What is your position on the power of labor unions in the United States? Let's see. Doesn't say what there are in labor, but we should be vigilant against labor union excess, and the Taft-Hartley Act was a good start. I believe that we should keep that law in place. Do you believe that Cuba has been lost to the communists at this time? If so, do you think it is particularly the fault of the United States? We will defend our basic Guantanamo and do anything else that is necessary if Cuba continues its hostility. However, it's too early to make a conclusive determination at this point. Actually, you know what? We need to go bold. Let's see what are the polls looking like. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think we need to turn this thing around. We will defend our basic Guantanamo and do anything else that is necessary if Cuba continues its hostility. Actually, no. What we've unfortunately seen in Cuba is the consequence of an insufficient support for anti-communist governments and movements. We need to be much more aggressive in our actions against the Castro government. Some are interpreting this as a criticism or repudiation of Eisenhower, which does not play well for you. They were right. Holy cow, that was not a good move. Okay, we need to turn this thing around. We're going to California, baby. What is your opinion on the current level of education funding in the United States? Would you increase federal education funding even if it meant higher taxes or a larger budget deficit? Education is a key front in our battle with communism, and that includes adequate pay and respect for our nation's teachers. I would support additional federal spending on this. This isn't a good response for the majority of your party. Let's see, but did that change anything? Yeah, not really. Do you believe that the islands of Quemoy and Matsu should fall within the United States defense perimeter in Asia? I believe we should defend these islands. We are committed to the defense of Taiwan, and that commitment must include all of Taiwan to be credible. I think that's a good answer. This is a good answer for the situation. Still, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. Let's actually go to Florida, considering we haven't been there yet. Currently, the highest income tax bracket pays a rate of 91%. Would you work harder to cut taxes as president? We need to cut this rate substantially. It is way too high. We need to shake this up here. What would you do as president to combat increasing unemployment in America's industrial cities? Let's see, where are the polls right now? I'm not liking where this is going. We need more spending and should consider lower taxes to stimulate American economy and industry. I feel like this is what Nixon would have said at the time. What's all I can hear calling for more spending at this stage of the game? Oh no! Yeah, 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 yeah. We really need to turn this thing around. This is not going to go my way. Oh boy. We're going big or we're going up. We're going to Texas now. Recently, Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested at a synod in Atlanta and has now been sentenced to 4 months in prison for failing to get out Georgia's driver's license after moving that state. Do you have any comment on actually like to take? They always ask these. Texas is the state where we seem to go to die here. We really need to shake this up. Let's make a call to Mrs. King to offer our condolences. Let's demand the release of Mr. King. Yeah, you and Kennedy are both making public appearances, and it seems like people outside the South are generally upset at King's imprisonment for such a trivial offense. Eisenhower has his. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think this is over. Honestly, uh, Eisenhower has his own responsibilities as president, but he is able to hit the trail for the last years of the campaign. He'll obviously provide a huge boost to wherever he appears. What do you think? Let's see. Where are things looking? So New York, definitely not. Midwest, Eastern Seaboard, West. Seems like there's not really a chance that we haven't being able to turn this around, but I'm gonna actually say California and West Coast are where we're gonna go. Obviously, this helps on the West Coast, but you're also getting a little bump nationally from the popularity of Eisenhower. Oh boy. So I'm gonna say, this is obviously not good. I'm gonna say California. Where will you spend your final day before the election? You know what? We absolutely need the Midwest. I'm gonna focus there. I honestly don't. Wait, what? We still have. I mean, let's go to. Oh, back to the game. Sorry. We're gonna focus on the Midwest since this seems to be really necessary. Everything is going well, except for an unfortunate incident in Texas, which is giving Lyndon Johnson some good publicity there. Good luck tonight. Yeah, I don't think we've won this, guys. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a Kennedy victory. Uh, let's just see how this goes. Yeah, I think the Bay of Pigs invasion looks like it's going to be not go well, but I mean this is fun. I mean, get to learn a bit of history. Yeah, Georgia goes blue. That was expected. I mean, this would have been. Kennedy's doing really well with the popular. I mean, obviously. Oh, there's Vermont. Okay, Vermont came in for me. Massachusetts, Kentucky, Indiana, Mississippi looks like went for Bert. North Carolina. I think that's. I honestly think that's probably the game. Um, South's going. Yeah, Illinois. I believe that's game. Kennedy has won this. We didn't get New York either. Uh, doesn't look like it's going to be that particularly close. Yeah, New Mexico's gone blue. Yeah, he's already at 229. I'm still at 91. Tennessee went my way. Ohio did his my way. Actually, Nixon did win Ohio. Yep, we lost. We hope you have a nice concession speech prepared. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of an interesting race. Surprised that Texas isn't coming yet, considering that Johnson's from there. Uh, wow, we didn't even win Nevada. That's pretty sad. Uh, California, no, we haven't won California. Yeah, this is not going to be that particularly close. It's actually pretty solid. Yeah, Florida. Oh, we did win Texas though. That's interesting. I don't believe Kennedy won Texas, in real life, but I'm actually curious at some of these results. Oh wow, this was really close. Very close. Not particularly. Arkansas was not particularly close. Yeah, not as expected. The Carolinas, though, yeah, North Carolina was not that close. West Virginia, not. Yeah, yeah. This is like, yeah, that was. I never had a prayer there. Uh, some of these states are. I did pretty well in Iowa. Indiana, I think, is closer than I think I would have liked it. Oh wow, Michigan was the Upper Midwest. Was all pretty close. Oh, Illinois was not that close, and New Mexico was not that close, and Nevada was close. But it's sort of interesting to see this, and you also had finally, Burr. I did. This is probably what is my single worst state was Mississippi. 22.9, 23% of the vote here. Uh, a lot of people think this election was yours to lose, and party operatives are already whispering that Nelson Rockefeller will be the frontrunner in 1964. As such, it appears that your chances of becoming president are over. Perhaps you can return to California and run for governor or for the Senate again. Uh, Funny because, as it turns out, in 1968, Nixon does get elected president. So ha ha to that. But I mean, this is fun. I mean, thanks for checking this out. I might play this a little bit more just to see if I can figure out maybe how to win this thing. But yeah, this was a bit of a fun game. It's a little bit of a shame. Bay of Pigs Invasion is probably going to still fail again. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to change history and get the Bay of Pigs Invasion right, and then the world will be better after that. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.